viewers, my name is Nisha and welcome in this channel. So how to be consistent? If you are consistent, then there will definitely come a day you will speak English fluently. If you are not consistent, then there definitely not come a day you will speak a single sentence in English. So consistency is important if you want to improve your English. So how this consistency come? Consistency comes from interest. So if you have interest in a particular thing, that interest become your habit and your habit is your consistency. So you have to do in a day two things. It's not important you have to do reading, writing, listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar in a day. No. You have to do only one thing. If you feel like you want to read, just read. And what you read, just speak. Two things, read and speak. If you next day you feel like you want to write, just write what you write and speak. If you feel like you want to work on your vocabulary, just learn 5 words and speak what you learned. So if you feel like listening, just listen and speak. So you have to do two things. You have to work and you have to go in front of mirror and speak. So you have to, it's not important to collect material, to collect plenty of material. It's important to be consistent. You read today, you read and you speak. It's done. So don't focus on quantity, focus on consistency. So interest, you have to, you should have material which is interested. For example, if you want to work on your reading, you don't just depend on newspaper. Every single day you have to read newspaper. That would be boring. You can, one day you can read a magazine, another day you can read a newspaper, next day you can read story books. So bring interest. This way you will be curious and your material would be interested. So you have to be consistent. So if you would have a material which is interested, this will become your habit and your habit is your consistency. So if you are reading, read books, thin book, English kids book or story book, read, and a few days read newspaper, after few days read magazine. This way you have to do. If you are writing, don't write about your daily routine. We all do same work. On we wake up, we eat, we sleep, we wake up, we eat and we sleep. So don't do just write a daily routine. Just see what's around you. Try to figure out a tiny thing and try to write about that tiny thing 10 lines or 5 lines, or try to figure out a huge thing and try to write about that huge thing 5 lines, 10 lines. So you have to just figure out the things. So like you can take a matchbox and just write about that matchbox. Try to write 15 line, 20 line. This way you would have plenty of material, you have plenty of topic and you will be curious what I today, what's the topic I will write about. This way you will be not feeling boring. So if you are listening, one day listen BBC News, next day listen English fairy tales, next day listen podcast. So this way, next day listen tongue twister. Make your learning interesting, not just fix on only podcast, only English movies. You should have plenty of material, and material this way you would be curious about the things. keep changing every day. One day do work on writing, next day work on your reading. So this way you can create your interest. So one day learn vocabulary, few vocabulary words, and speak in front of the mirror. You have to do two things in a day: read and speak, write and speak. So learn English word and speak, write and speak. So this way you can only be consistent if you create interest. Be curious. You would be curious if you have plenty of material and different things you learn. Not focus on only one thing, just read a newspaper and listen just podcast. So make your learning interesting. If you get the idea, like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.